Okay, we're running short on time, so actually we're not gonna play the first one. We're not gonna play the first one. Sorry, everybody. Took a little too much time. So processional up next. We got 5 minutes. Processional up.
Check 1, 2, check, 2, check. Check 1, 2. Did it come through? Check 1, 2.
We'll do the third movement of the first. And if anyone's left in the building, we can play the first movement after that.
Check, check.
So they have. I mean. Or are they both for playing? Okay.
Check 1, 2, check, 1, 2, check, 1, 2, check.
That. Yeah, but he'll cut there. It's in the day for a while. Yeah. Yeah, her daughter. Richie's now 30. Well, I mean, taking care of you. Yeah, I didn't do it. Yeah. Well, I'm taking them off. Right. I can't play with it. Yeah, play with it, get in the way of the.
Check 1, 2, check. Got it?
But it doesn't. No. Yeah, well. Yeah. But It's like there's not enough seats. I got this. Not good. Yeah. Also want to let you guys know, everyone on this side of me is probably gonna be on camera the whole time. Just keep that in mind. You got something up your nose, you got to hide behind the stand. Be on camera. No, no sarcasm at all together. Here we go. And here we go.
Check 1 2. Check. Check 1 2. Check. Check 1 2. Check.
Please stand if able and remain standing for the national anthem, which will be performed by this year's commencement faculty speaker, Jeff Kashawa. Please be seated. Join me in first recognizing the Shoreline Concert Band, folks. Thank you for joining us this afternoon at our 61st annual commencement ceremony. My name is Ryan Aiello, and I have the honor of serving at Shoreline as the Vice President of Student Services. President Khan is very sorry to miss this very special event due to illness and sends his greetings and joins us in recognizing and celebrating the class of 2025. So that's what the script says. Let me go off script for a second. President Khan's an amazing leader, folks, and for a president to have to miss this moment is more than just a bummer. But I know his leadership and passion for our students. He's one of the most student-centered presidents I've ever worked with in 26 years in higher ed. And for him to miss this moment, it's been a tough one for him. But he is here. He wants to celebrate with you. And I know it's an honor to have his leadership here, not only serving the Shoreline Community College community, but also the surrounding community. So hats off to you, Dr. Khan. We just want you to recover. Yeah, let's give him a shout out. Yeah. I'd like to start the ceremony with the college land acknowledgement. Shoreline Community College acknowledges that we occupy the ancestral lands of the Coast Salish peoples, in particular, the Duwamish tribe. We see you, respect your right to sovereignty and self-determination, and are committed to being better listeners, learners, and in lifting Indigenous voices. The college grounds served as a special place for gathering traditional foods in ways that increased the bounty of the land, both by the Duwamish and Suquamish tribes. The Suquamish used these lands with agreements by the Duwamish. Without the Duwamish and Suquamish nations protecting and honoring all living and spiritual beings residing in these environments, the land would not be as bountiful as it is today. We are called to continue that stewardship as we rewrite and write the next chapter of our college. Thank you. So first, for our little safety announcement, since we're such a large crowd, in the event of an emergency, which is unlikely, we ask that you evacuate in the nearest exit. The front half of the gym exits through the north doors, right behind me, and the south end of the gym exits out the main doors where you entered the gym. We also ask that you refrain from standing in the back of the gymnasium, as this is an emergency pathway and must remain cleared. There's enough housekeeping for a while. Members of our Board of Trustees devote countless hours to the responsibility as trustees, and we are pleased to have them join us for this very special event. To the trustees, please stand if able as I introduce you to the community. Trustee and Board Chair, Rebecca Ringer. Trustee and Board Vice Chair, Kim Wells. Trustee, Rebecca Chan. And Trustee, James Stark. We thank our trustees for their unwavering belief in our faculty, staff, and students. Their leadership helps guide the great work we do in support of each other and the students that we teach and serve each day. Chair Rebecca Ringer was appointed to the college's Board of Trustees by former Washington State Governor Jay Inslee and began her term as a trustee in October of 2022. Chair Ringer graduated with honors from the University of Kansas, is a graduate of the Cornell University School of Law, and retired several years ago after a 35-year-long career as a prominent trial lawyer. She's done a few things, huh? An avid tennis player, she continues to be an active volunteer in the community. Please join me in welcoming Chair Ringer to the podium.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees of Shoreline College, I am delighted to welcome all of you to this special event, which recognizes and celebrates the dedication and hard work of these graduates. Graduates, you have put in years of challenging work, and I hope you feel the pride that all of us in this room feel for you. Pride from the trustees, from the Shoreline faculty, and from your families and friends. Thank you for being part of Shoreline College and for contributing to making this community such a vibrant one. Look forward to your future, which is filled with opportunities for further growth and achievement. We wish you all the best on your future endeavors. In the words of Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Congratulations.
Now, it is my pleasure to introduce the Vice President of Instruction, Dr. Ben Wing.
Thank you, Vice President Aiello. My name is Ben Wayne, and I serve as the Vice President of Instruction. You may have wondered about the banners that were carried in by members of the faculty. Known as a gonfalons, the tradition of these banners dates back to ancient Roman times. These banners proclaim the values that ground us as we move through life. One banner represents the illumination and enlightenment that result when a hand holds high the lamp of learning. The other banner depicts symbols of a college education at Shoreline. The open book represents the humanities and social sciences. The symbol of the atom represents the science and the professional technical programs. The cross, scrolls, and cap symbolize this special occasion. At this time, we would like to recognize the faculty of Shoreline Community College. Hundreds of full-time and part-time professionals have dedicated themselves to your education. I invite the faculty to stand if able and be recognized. Thank you, faculty. I would also like to recognize the Shoreline Community College staff and administrators who work alongside our faculty to ensure that operations at the college run smoothly. I invite staff and administrators to stand if able and be recognized. Thank you. Avery J. is a student, advocate, and writer whose life experiences have shaped her deep commitment to resilience, growth, and social justice. Raised in Houston, Texas, she faced significant adversity related to her identity, including periods of homelessness and poverty. Once uncertain if college was within reach, Avery is now graduating with honors from Shoreline Community College, where she found both academic success and a sense of purpose. Her studies focus on marginalized experiences and the systems that shape them, with the goal of fostering empathy and social change. At Shoreline, she co-authored the literature review on housing policy and displacement in Seattle, which she presented at the University of Washington Undergraduate Research Symposium. Avery is honored to serve as Shoreline's 2025 commencement speaker and will continue her education at Seattle University this fall, pursuing a degree in philosophy. Please join me in welcoming student speaker Avery J. to the podium.
Can everybody hear me okay? Hello, Shoreline graduating class of 2025. My name is Avery J, and I am so honored to be your commencement speaker today. Can we get a round of applause for all our graduating students real quick? You have every reason to be proud of yourselves today. You worked hard, you pushed through, and you have earned this opportunity to celebrate your accomplishments. You made your family and your professors and your community proud. More importantly, you have proven to yourself that you can set your own goals and have the follow-through to achieve the things that you set your mind to. For all of us here, there will be points in the future where we doubt our own abilities. But today, we have given ourselves a foothold, a place to push off against and say, that's not true. I have done hard things before. From now on, you will always have this achievement to hold in your heart so that you may remind yourself, I can always do more than I think I can. For all of us here, for most of us, we started attending Shoreline in spring of 2023. For me, it took a little longer to get to graduation. I took a number of breaks. Actually, when I started attending college, Donald Trump was president, so you guys can do the math on that. I made it here in my own time, and you made it here in yours, and I'm so proud of all of us. As such, I thought it would be fun to do something a little different with my commencement speech and do a recap of the past 2 years, taking a peek at the headlines and stories that will shape our areas of study and professional fields in the next chapter of our lives. So without further ado, 2023 was a year characterized by strange moments of spontaneous social congruity. We all, at some point or another, stood in our yards and looked up at the sky to see if we could spot the Chinese spy balloon. Together, we discovered the culinary delight known as girl dinner. We suffered through infuriating Thanksgiving dinner conversations with our uncles and grandparents because Budweiser put Dylan Mulvaney in an ad and made everybody go crazy for 2 months. And maybe some of us weren't quite as sad as we should have been when a billionaire's homemade submarine suddenly disappeared. It was the year of Taylor's Eras tour. It was the year of Beyonce's Renaissance tour. But for me, the pop culture phenomenon that exemplifies 2023's odd social resonances was Barbenheimer. No one was driving the car then. I took my dad. He liked one of the movies. He thought Oppenheimer was boring though. For those going to STEM fields, we saw a number of incredible scientific discoveries. The James Webb Space Telescope continued giving us incredible images of the universe, including the first infrared images of the asteroid belt. India's Chandrayaan-3 became the first spacecraft to land on the south pole of the moon, and NASA launched the Europa Clipper mission, which will arrive at Jupiter's moons in 2030. Space science is alive and thriving, which is great news for all the young astronomers and space cadets among us. There were innovations in medicine. We began a trial of the universal flu vaccine. We approved the first use of CRISPR as gene editing therapy for sickle cell disease. There were innovations in tech, including breakthroughs in quantum computing, which, to be honest with you guys, I still have no idea what that is, but it sounds really cool. Probably the most impactful innovation of the year, for better or worse, was when ChatGPT became the fastest growing consumer software application in history. Relatedly, scientists discovered that CO2 levels were higher than they have been in over 4 million years because no one is driving the car. We still have major problems, but I guarantee you that there are young adults in this room that will be part of the solutions. Fast forward to 2024. 2024 lovingly was crazy town. It was the year of Brat Summer. It was the year of the rise of Chappell Roan. It was the year of the Kendrick Lamar-Drake feud, and we all know who won that one. For those of us going into film studies or filmmaking, there was a glimmer of hope this year that we might be moving away from massive cinematic franchises and towards weird and wild standalone films like The Substance, Challengers, and Cuckoo. For those going into civil engineering or mechanical engineering, if you recall, there was a container ship that crashed into a bridge in Baltimore, causing it to collapse because no one is driving the car, and a door flew off a Boeing jet mid-flight. Stories like these make me think that you will have ample opportunity for employment in the future. In 2024, there was also a Tesla-involved traffic accident in Texas with 2 fatalities. And when asked about the condition of the driver, the sheriff responded, "There was no driver. No one was driving the car." On June 27th, 2024, a disastrous debate performance led to widespread speculation about Joe Biden's ability to govern this country. No one is driving the car. On July 21st, Kamala Harris announced that she would be running for president 107 days before the election because no one is driving the car. On November 5th, after running on a platform of sweeping mass deportations, Donald Trump not only won the presidency, but did so with a historic 7 swing state sweep. No one is driving the car. On January 20th, 2025, Elon Musk performed a Nazi salute at the inauguration of the president. On March 8th, student activist Mahmoud Khalil was grabbed by plainclothes ICE agents in front of his pregnant wife and disappeared. On March 12th, Maryland father Kilmar Abrego Garcia was taken from his wife and children and illegally deported to a maximum security prison in El Salvador in spite of a unanimous Supreme Court order demanding for him to be returned. On April 14th, the faculty at this school sent out an email letting us know that some students were affected by Donald Trump's executive order revoking student visas. On May 14th, Newark Mayor Raz Baraka was arrested while trying to investigate an ICE detention center in his city. Last week, Democratic Senator Alex Padilla was placed in handcuffs after interrupting Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem at a DHS conference. On Tuesday, New York mayoral candidate Brad Lander was arrested by ICE agents because he tried to prevent them from taking someone else without a warrant and without due process. Do you hear it? It's off in the distance, but it is not very far away. It is the sound of the screeching of tires coming our direction. No one is driving the car. You are either a passenger riding along, asleep in the back seat and complicit in the system, or you are a pedestrian at risk of getting hit. You might say, well, what about the president, or what about the ultra-rich? But no, they're not driving the car. They are simply products of a system that existed long before them. If it wasn't them, it would be someone else. These are big historical forces, and they do not change directions easily. I'm not saying all this to scare you, but today is a day for you to celebrate your accomplishments, but you don't need me to tell you that I'm proud of you. I'm here to speak to the moment we find ourselves in and acknowledge the reality that we as a graduating class have a different set of concerns than any previous graduating class. We should be worrying about financial aid or paying tuition or getting into the colleges we want. We should be worrying whether classes are going to be harder next year or if there's going to be jobs in the fields we're training for. Normal student concerns. But instead, we have to worry about our classmates disappearing. We have to worry about opportunities and funding designed for those who are disadvantaged being stripped from colleges and universities. We have to worry about our freedom to assemble and protest, our freedom of speech being restricted. It's not fair. It's not just. It's a burden we didn't ask for, but we are the ones who have to deal with it. I lied earlier when I said we were either passengers or pedestrians. We can also become roadblocks. In Nazi Germany, regular people did not have the power to stop what was happening on their own, but people still resisted in thousands of tiny ways. They failed to file paperwork. They drug their feet on mailing correspondences. They slowed down bureaucracy. These past few weeks across the country, we have seen hundreds of thousands of people, activists and protesters, step up and put themselves between this administration and the people it intends to harm. And while protests are big and loud and beautiful, there is a lot of power in simply refusing to comply in advance, in not sending an email on time, in making it harder for them in tiny ways. Be a roadblock. No one expects you personally to find a way to fix all our problems. We are all about to move on to new schools and new professions. So the thing I ask of you today is to promise yourself that you will pay attention, that you will notice injustice and the places where you are asked to do things that enable that injustice, and you will find a way to slow the car down. It doesn't matter if you're a math student or an engineer or a filmmaker or a philosophy student. We are all on this road together. And we all have a part to play in putting the stop to injustices around us. And there will come a day when it feels too hard. There will come a day when we doubt our own abilities, but today we have given ourselves a foothold, a place to push off against and say, I can always do more than I think I can. Thank you and congratulations.
Seattle native, 1981 graduate of Shortcrest High School and a longtime faculty member at the college, Professor Jesh Kashua became known as a saxophonist for the contemporary jazz group, the Rippingtons, performing hundreds of shows all over the world and appearing on many of the band's classic recordings. After a decade-long tenure with the Rippingtons, he embarked on a solo career, founding the Sax Pack, a trio of saxophone headliners. The group released 3 CDs together and charmed audiences in tours across the US and abroad. In 2006, Professor Kashua reunited with the Rippingtons for their 20th anniversary tour and continued to record and tour with the group until 2016. Earlier this year, Kashua released his 12th solo recording titled Luminaso. In addition to touring the US, Asia, and Europe, Professor Kashua has expanded his career to include the realm of music education. He now teaches various music ensembles and online music technology courses in the same school district where it all began. Please join me in welcoming faculty speaker Jeff Kashua to the podium.
Hello, hello, distinguished faculty, proud family and friends. Everybody, welcome to this wonderful day. Very excited to be here and honored to speak for you. After the thrill of today wears off for you, and it will, life will return to normal. You may feel that little voice in your head, that sort of the anxious voice saying, what now? Right? Many of you might have already have plans to either further your education or to seek that career you've been preparing yourself for, and that's wonderful. But sometimes it can get very paralyzing to not know what to do next. And I'm just here to tell you from my own personal experience that you don't need to know everything to move forward. You simply don't. As a matter of fact, no one knows everything. We know that. So you can give yourself permission to go forward freely. For me, it's all about letting go. And I thought, that's a good theme. That's a good theme for this day, letting go of fear, etc. There was a book that I read, it was published in 1970 written by Richard Bach. It's called Jonathan Livingston Seagull. It's a very short book, and it had an even shorter forward little section in the beginning of the book that was handwritten. And if I could paraphrase that story, there were these creatures that lived in the bottom of a river, and their whole life was holding on to the vegetation at the bottom of the river, not daring to let go because the flow of the river was so strong above them. They didn't want to get lost or hurt, so they just lived their whole lives clinging on to these weeds at the bottom of the river. Until one brave creature said to his friends and family, I don't want to live this way. I'm going to let go. And all of them said, don't do it. The flow will pick you up. It'll smash you against the mud. It'll throw you against the rocks, and you will surely perish. But our brave creature said, I'd rather try. That creature let go, and sure enough, the current picked it up and smashed it against the mud. It was thrown against the rocks. But after a while, it became caught up in the current and started to float above, on top of the river. And further down the river, another group of creatures still clinging to the weeds saw someone that looked just like them flying atop them. And they said, my God, he looks just like us. And yet he flies. He must be the Messiah, right? And this creature said, no, not even. I'm just like you. All I did was let go. It's a short, simple story, and I'm reminded of that my entire life, about times where I'm feeling anxious or a little bit nervous. It's like, am I letting go as much as I can let go, right? To all those concerns. It's like letting go is letting go of feeling judged, feeling accepted, all those things that every single person thinks about. And also, making decisions of what to do next. That can be very stress-inducing, right? Well, here's some good news. My 90-year-old mother, who's here today, Ann Kashua, a former educator, told me something that when I was a kid, that I've kept with me my entire life, and that is this. Whenever you're learning something, anything, it's never a waste of your time, ever. Because whatever you learn can be used for everything else that you're interested in doing. So always put your best effort forward and stay open to that. It's like simple thoughts. When you squeeze an orange juice comes out. When you squeeze a tube of toothpaste comes out, because that's what's inside those things. So the question is, what is inside you when you're squeezed, when you're under pressure, right? And I think you've proven to all of us sitting here today this. You can accomplish anything. You can get a degree. You can finish your studies in top form. It's a wonderful thing to remind yourself of. And you can also, at any moment, choose how you're feeling about things, even if things aren't going your way, by changing your perspective, right? When my daughter's 22 now, but we were caught when she was like 5 or 6 years old. I was in a hurry to get someplace, and I got stuck at a red light, and I slammed my steering wheel out of frustration. Same time, I see her in the back seat going, and I was like, "Why are you so happy?" And she said, "Because we're first in line." And I immediately started laughing, and that is a small example of what I'm talking about here. You can go from angry, frustrated, defeated, or having a terrible day in 1 second to joyous, humorous. It's not that big of a deal. Let it go, right? So I think about that moment all the time. So we embrace the unknown because it's in that unknown space, that silent unknown space, where we truly don't know the answer, where the magic happens. That's where the learning occurs. That's where your future is, right? And you get to create it all yourself. So with that, I have one final question for you. Whatever it is that you're focused on, whatever it is that you're interested in doing, how many of you would like to be twice as good as you are today at that thing? This goes for the audience members and family members too. Whatever it is, I would like to be twice as good. Well, here's the good news. You're half the way there. Professor Bogart, is that mathematics correct? If you want to be twice as good as you are today, you're half the way there, which means that any effort from this day forward, any effort you put towards your goals, the balance is in your favor and the wind is at your back. You've all been cleared for takeoff, and we want to give you a big round of applause. Congratulations.
Give another applause for Avery J. and Jeff Kashawa. Thanks for telling part of your story, sharing your lens and story. And yeah, it's an honor to hear them be in that space. Thank you both. At this time, we'd like to share with you some of our students' perspective on their time here at Shoreline. So please join me while we watch this short video.
So I started here as an ESL student. I couldn't speak English at all first, but now I taking ESL classes. I improve my English a lot, and then I started taking college classes.
It's been really wonderful here. It's honestly good resources, good teachers advising. It's made honestly college a lot easier than I've been at other community colleges so far.
I did a lot of online classes, and every time I had an issue or just needed help and I reached out to any of my teachers, I would get a response within a day, and I never had any sort of issues learning.
My best memory from Shoreline is being a member of International Education Department, where I work as a student leader.
It's interesting to like get to know different kinds of people. It's very like diverse here.
I'm an economics student, so I engaged in a lot of clubs that is related to economics. First is Deka Club. It is like a business competition club, and we had a state competition, and I was honored to get our first place.
Probably a lot of the friends I made, like the general community at like in the classroom in the automotive program. Even though we're all like separate programs, we all work together to help each other out.
I work in arts and entertainment board, and we get to host events like Sunfest. And during this event, we can meet a lot of students from different backgrounds.
And I just have a lot of positive memories coming to school to work on projects and collaborating with other students and just building a community. You know, like it feels like it's going to reach farther than school.
I've actually had a great experience with the whole science program at Shoreline, and it's really helped me rediscover like a curiosity I've had for chemistry since I was a really young kid.
It is definitely working in student life as an event coordinator in the Arts and Entertainment Board. The events of the clubs are really amazing and they're really fun.
Staying here late at night, working on events, and just being alone in the dark, walking around campus, I would say.
And then I also started doing honors research track in my second year. I also started working as an international student leader last year. And then I met a lot of new international students from over 60 countries.
Like when I walk to school and I see all my friends, we all support together, we're having fun, we play hard, we study hard. And that's always the thing that motivates me to go to school.
The diversity. I got a lot of friends from any other countries. But I had it already. Okay, thank you so much.
Compared to my previous self, just like a few years ago, I'm now a lot more like social. I have a lot more friends now.
All of the events I attended, it's very fun.
At Shoreline, I'm going to UW actually to pursue the bachelor program there.
It would mean a lot for me to put my skills to work for organizations that help others.
I would like to continue my education in University of Washington.
I'm gonna transfer to UC Berkeley and I'm gonna pursue economics.
I'm gonna transfer to UW and continue my studies.
I will be transferring to Seattle U to continue my nursing studies.
Start using the experience and knowledge I've gained and the things I've learned about networking to build a career.
I'm gonna work straight away. So that's what I have lined up.
I'm planning to get my bachelor degree in electrical engineering or maybe further a master in electrical engineering.
Yeah, I'm moving forward in my career and getting to where I want to be as a service technician.
I hope to transfer to either Seattle University or Boston University.
I plan to transfer to a four-year university and finish a bachelor's degree.
I got accepted to multiple university for Timaway, so I'm planning to go to University of California, Berkeley.
The end of the academic year not only provides us with an opportunity to celebrate our graduates, but also recognize the contributions of faculty members who are retiring or have recently retired after years of service to the college. Each year, several of our retiring tenured faculty are awarded Professor Emeritus status to mark their distinguished service at Shoreline. Each of the following faculty members have earned the title of Professor Emeritus in recognition of their many contributions to student learning. To our newly awarded Professors Emeriti who are here, please proceed to the stage as I call your name and remain on the stage so that we can recognize you. Duval Daniel, 29 plus years of service. Brad Fader, 10 plus years of service. Keith Smith, 19 years of service. Retirement must be good. Do thank you, though, Professors Emeriti Daniel, Fader, and Smith for their 58, that's 58, 5-8, plus years of distinguished service to Shoreline Community College. Thank you all. Each year, Shoreline Community College recognizes students who have earned the respect of peers and employees based on their exemplary service to the college. With the following students, please stand if here and able. Samuel Davenport. Asama El Sayed. Shohei Agawa. and Nenemi Yoshida. These students have distinguished themselves through their involvement in various activities. To them, we extend our heartfelt thanks for their service to Shoreline and to diverse communities that we serve. Truly, thank you all. Now, it's been a traditional part of our commencement to share the makeup of our graduating class. So let's find out more about these candidates. So this class represents over multiple generations, which adds to the Shoreline rich experience. First, would the class of 2025 please stand if able? That's you all. Come on, come on. That's right. So if you are 18 years old or younger, please be seated. If you are between 19 to 49 years old, please be seated. That's right. It's kind of like you already knew my next line because it's if you're 50 or older, please remain standing. Look at this. We want to recognize these candidates for all our candidates because pursuing your dreams, whatever your age, takes courage and commitment. Thank you. You can be seated. Will those candidates who have served our country in the military either before or during their time at Shoreline, please stand if able. Thank you for your service. You may be seated. Will those receiving a diploma, certificate, or degree today please stand if able? Right. Thank you again. You may be seated. It's my pleasure to recognize our graduates who have attained exemplary scholastic achievement, graduating with a grade point of 3.9 or higher. 3.9 or higher. These individuals are known as President's Scholars, and their names are listed in the program. Please stand if able. Well done, well done. Thank you. You may be seated. Would the graduates of the Honors College at Shoreline please stand if able and be recognized? These students have completed challenging coursework and engaged in research intended to help and improve and shape the world in which we live. Thank you all. You may be seated. Now, to the parents, relatives, friends, loved ones, mentors who have provided hours, months, and likely years of help and support, please stand if able, so we can show your appreciation and recognize all the work you've done to help transform these students' lives. Please stand. Thank you. This work couldn't be done. It's not just one student, it's one family, one community. So thank you all for helping us take a special look at Shoreline's graduating class of 2025. We will now begin calling graduates up on stage to receive their diplomas. Graduates, please be seated, and the marshals will call you to the stage by row. We understand that family and friends will be interested in taking pictures of your graduate. If you wish to take photographs, please stand out the side, the stanchions, to allow the graduates to pass after receiving their certificates and/or degrees. Professional photographers will take photos of the students as they walk towards the stage as well as on the stage. Chair Ringler will also assist in presenting the certificates and degrees.
Evan M. Blaisdell. Tanvir Tamrez. Amy Alicia Weibark. Joseph Sherman. Andrea Susan McLaughlin. Lucas A. Phillips. Jaron Pablo Macalanda. Fabian Cortez Banos. Fancy Sevon Glimpf. Spencer Scott Christenzy. Anna. Christy. Ethan Daniel Schmidt. Joshua Thomas Abelling. Hage Isaac Cox Schisler. John Phoenix Leapai. Jacob Lawrence Martin. Noah R. Williams. Paul Luan Wynn. Tyler Benjamin Culp. Sawyer Gray Trethart. Kieran Dawn Peckham. Rochelle Marie Burson. Smith Gisael Perete Delgadillo. Everett Lockhart. Bjorn Josiah Youngel. Jenna Dolph. Viola Citizen. Jesse Benjamin Shoup. Ferris Hinton. Isaiah Dwayne Henderson. Hannah Roofs. Julia High Eagle. Alexis Vega. William Sheehan Scanbacker Skinner. Hidea Uzma Junejo. Sedenia Eshetu Adno. James Michael Reed Torres. Marianne Roma Bulato. Min Thet Kain.
Tamain, oh, I'm so sorry. Tamae Fulafina Uwe. You, yeah.
Taimane Falafini Hawaii.
Alana Yasumi Nagata. Desdemona Minerva Dior Root. Jocelyn Margaret Shea. Eduardo Uliojo. Melissa Arellano. Madeline Grace Hull. Janie Jikakarmo Patel. Elizabeth Arlene Holmes. Karen Michelle Velasquez Nafidada. Kivas Leung. Ami Noda. Karina Oliveira Valila. Kami Hancock. Amanda Marie Krofetch. Anna M. Zabo. Catherine Ann Marie Lombard. Kendra Margaret Benefeld. Maria Cruel. Yuan Lizuka. All right.
Usman Ahmed Siddiqui. Kellen Garcia Osborne McKenna. Lewin Gray Artra. Grace A. Carbonetti Norton. Kei Ching Liao. Huan Ho Lee. Chloe Fiona Cox. Fiona Ray King. Samuel Allard Johnson. Yusheng Franco Low. Min Not To. Belinda Krista. Gabriel Jesselyn Sukiman. Johans Portera Kosuma. Kenneth Hengestu. Kobe Lung. Jesse Kacharabu. Rapitra Sasorn. Nessa Lim. Andrea Chalfin. Shoyu Wu. Ting Hung Cho. Rachel Arviana Putri. Crystal Faith Santoso. Nicole Jacqueline.
Kay Troy. Isis Mary Gosamki. Luisa Maria Bedoya Batista. Army Beth Tan Bada. Jennifer Tang. Thal Dawin Kem. Aaliyah Victoria Clementine Luati. Mallory K. Sprecher. Gurbani Binder. Kate Alois Olson. Lucy Jablonski. Ranim Hajar. Hing Yuet Hera Chung. Nicholas Setiadi Hao. Shohei Ogawa. Christy Ho. Chak Sing Chan. Quan Lam Lee. Lok Hin Lee. Chung Pain Wan. Mammy Marie Pierce. Susan Elizabeth McIntyre. Riwoo Kim. Jiun Liu. Wendy Pua. Celine Chandra. Nikita Alicia Munir.
Kelly Wajaya Tegu. Ryan Fayez Arditio. Kayla Amabel. Amelia Handini C. Keisha Aquila Vindi. Jocelyn Putari Kunandra. Marcelo Timothy Tandi Pyong. Kira Kimberly Oefe.
Can I read hers just first?
Nanami Yoshida.
Rayanne Sheikh. Crystal Lopez. Alexandra Pope Suraki. Ho Ching Kwok. Mira Samalala. Bonacina Bonjoverona. Iselias Telun Lagas. Samanthita Rebecca Zarchi. Ratapun Tamrong Witayarat. Mohammed Al-Halat. Carolina Ladira Paiva. Tizita Bekele. Rahil Kiflam Mesvin. Ariana Parker. Layla Gray Jensen. Nuak Ho Bao Doan. Isa Dantes Asuncion. Aaron F. Berhane. Rusam Tesfatsion. Katrina Jean Sartre Aguirre.
Rie Olds. Kiara Liquor. Megan Catherine Gowans. Shalomo Yishmael Adar Howe. Casey Michael Bowers. Rocio Belen Coleman. Brianni T. G. Michael. Bhupinder K. Bar. Amrita Mongar. Cynthia Wanyohi. Shyla Trishi Felix. Husan Lu'u. Wolfgang Marino. Ignitus Kipichercher 2. Gila Michael Zerazigi. Begdi Tadeli Desi. Kalkudan Tesfayu Destu. Juliana Waguru Wangai. Blandine Nogama. Veronica Wanjuru Muni. Anne Pauline Muguru Mathiru. Maureen Shannon. Anne Von Pham. Thomas Munegu Mangari. Nikita Handy. Swastika Kodka. Isabella Nicole Hoggart. Chekwan Tam. Camilla Bell. Lillian G. Garbrick.
Montaro Wong Bunang. Russell Akbar Dubian. Ida Begas Mahendra Naharayana. Grace Veronica Chandra. Grace Aurelia Salim. Juan David. Ricardo Effendi. Allison Ka Young Hui. Ziyue Wu. Kei Yi Wu. Nebu Kinfu. Yu Ishizuka. Shota Edgecombe. Ektanat Chen.
Jervon C. Lewis.
Ahmed Abdeen. Emma Akhtar Diti. Suella Smith. Uyan Man La. Koi Xuan Hong Win. Fuad Hassan Mirkab. Cassie Elaine Almaguer. Asma El Said. Jason Tanato. Riley Eileen Johnson. Adrian Coe. Tan Chi Win. Andrew Vlahovic. Hongrui Lee. Thirisara Thanom Nua. Jefferson Clifton Lay.
Jonathan Gabriel Aldianto. Abdulatif Mohammed Algawanim. Chetana Bilisek. Dwo Ta Cha. Pirapong Utachapanat. Runim Yaba Unda Amici. Hylas Landry Lifshets. Elizabeth Ariana Sturley. Dunyu Larabi. Nam Hong Lam. Joseph B. W. Sadiachi. Rowan Mateo Ing. Nathan Satyati Howe. Seungbin Moon. Pico Asfa. Gavin Meese. Jackie Lee. Austin Christian Adithya. Mackenzie Joe Gunawan. Noman Erdeni Dashdoorj. Ali Akil Manhel. Ahmad Khalil Alibadi. Mohammed Banhel. Shinju Lee. Yani Rit. Yu Chi Da. Ho Wong. Hu Queen Nguyen. Dash Jackson. Brianna Schmidt. Mary Kirkpatrick.
Cameron Lavalley. Joshua Gorilla Flores. Juan Baez. Cole Kelly. Chad Keeley. Genevieve Deserly. Nova Burchak. Marie Schmier. Caden Lamar. Rosetta Kittleson Frey. Finch Atkinson Clark. Khalil Battles. Shazad Bullock. Virginia Ramos. Ayi Karhani Shirazi. Mia Running Bear Estrada. Felix Cartwright. Grace Balterheimer. Avery Lynn J. Mar Montoya Flores. Raven Comte. Knox Platt. Caesar Montoya Flores. Gurmeet Basra. Denise Mencia. Chao Dohan. Duke Win. Pravdella Bayrakto. Abigail Jordan. We good? Oh.
So now one more time to all our degree and certificate candidates. Let's give them a hand. So our degree and certificate candidates, please rise if able. That's you all. Come on. Subject to the completion of all requirements as prescribed by the faculty of Shoreline Community College and the regulations of the state of Washington, I present these candidates for the awarding of degrees and certificates. And now this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Avery, please join me as we take on this important tradition. Do the tap. Second. On behalf of the Board of Trustees and the faculty and staff of Shoreline Community College, we hereby confer the appropriate recognition for your academic achievement. You may now move the tassel on your mortarboard from the right to the left, signifying your commencement. Congratulations, graduates. Graduates, you may now be seated. Thank you all for attending Shoreline's annual commencement exercises. You'll notice that in the recessional here is the opposite order of the processional. This symbolizes the change, the status of these graduates. The faculty and staff surrounded them during the ceremony, signifying the care they're giving on their journey here. Now, the stage party, faculty and staff precede the graduates, indicating our support as they begin the next chapters of their lives. Congratulations to the class of 2025. Let's hear it again. Oh, yeah. To the family, friends, and guests, please remain in the stands until the stage party, faculty, staff, and graduates have exited the building. Graduates, please remain in your seats until the faculty have passed by the students in the row in front of you and the students in front of you have proceeded out. The graduates will be led out to the courtyard by the fountain by the student speaker, Avery, here. And then join us for a reception in the lobby in the Student Union Building, 9000, also known as the pub. Thank you for attending, folks. It's been an honor.
First movement. First movement. First movement. First movement. First movement of the whole. First movement of the whole. Everyone wants to do it. Fine. First movement of the whole. Let's go. Go. 1 and.